Yo, what's up you guys? So I'm coming here with another video. Did a quick break, you know, Merry Christmas. Everyone did a little Christmas break, and so I'm back making videos. And speaking of, I am wearing my Let's Go Brandon Christmas sweater. You know, I wore that for Christmas, and pretty much that kind of sums up to this video as far as me wearing this at my family. So I kind of a family party, right? And so I kind of want to talk about that, and because it's been 3 months since Let's Go Brandon has become viral and a meme and everything, I kind of want to talk about it real quick and talk about like even the president agreeing to it, and to the point where, you know, where do people get their news sources? Because it kind of refers to the Christmas party I wore the sweater to, and I kind of just want to dive into that really quick, just into the discussion of things. So with that said, shall we begin? But first, of course, if you're new to my channel, what is up? My name is Mitch, Maverick Mitch, hey Mitch, all the Mitches, and pretty much I like talking about what I like talking about. So current events, reviews, pop culture, social political commentary. Be sure to check out all those videos as you're finishing this video. Also, real quick, thank you for making me getting 2K just by existing. So obviously people are picking up my channel, and I don't know it's the algorithm or anything, or maybe because y'all don't know what to watch because everyone is on break. So, but hey, I'm just making videos just to make videos out of the fun of it, right? And so I'm just doing my thing, right? And hopefully you're enjoying my content, and if you do, please share, like, and subscribe, and all the good stuff. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Alright, so getting into the storytelling of all of this, you know, so I had a family party back in Oakland, you know, where some of my family lives in, and so some of these family members I haven't seen for a decade, you know, or here and there and everything. So it was really great to spend time with family, especially now that we all went our separate ways or journey, especially those of my peers, my cousins, you know, we all went to college and life and everything, and so now that we're having families again, we're doing family reunions. So I really love that, and I really love that we're spending time with my family again, and so that's great, right? And so hope you're spending time with your family, and hopefully you guys are rekindling all of that in your own lives too. But anyway, I wore my Let's Go Brandon sweater. So this side of the family, parts of my family is like Republican, you know, hella Catholic type of thing, especially like my uncle Nathaniel, like, yo, like we went to church, he was helping out with the service and everything, and you know, like, and we did like a rosary in the car just because it's just a custom of what we do, you know, so like I love all of that, right? And so some parts of my other family is hella like Democrat or just default Democrat, right? And I think it's more on the default side, right? And so it was ugly sweater, so I decided to wear my Let's Go Brandon. I also made it a point to bring another sweater just in case, you know, people were a little too sensitive, a little snowflake, right? And so a little triggered if people couldn't take the joke. And, you know, I posted this on my Facebook, right? And I'm really glad my family was cool about it, right? Like the host of the family was cool about it, right? You know, and it goes to show, because, you know, people have unfriended each other, like disowned family members and everything, and I think, and my friend pointed this out, I think this is something that America should need, you know, like we should be able to come together during the holidays, not necessarily talk about politics, if it brings up, and I'll talk about that, but more so just let be, you know, like you have your political perspective, I do too, and so like, and obviously it's just a joke, right? It isn't anything in spite, and so, you know, I heard some smirks and all that stuff, and you'd say like, oh, we're Hillary 2024, whatever, you know, and so we get it, right? And so for the most part, I'm glad and I'm super happy that my family can like take a joke, right? And so maybe next year someone will put like a pro-Biden thing, you know, we'll see, I don't know. So it kind of goes into a few things, right? And so number one, you know, it's been a meme, the Let's Go Brandon, since October, right? It's been viral and all of the good stuff, right? And like rap songs. And what's interesting, talking to, and we didn't really get into hella politics, which is good, right? Like, we were just more busy just hanging out, right? And so, but within my cousins, and when we're talking in the kitchen, is like, they barely knew what the Let's Go Brandon thing origin came from, and they didn't even know like there was like 2 rap songs on the number 1 and 2 in iTunes, you know, about like Let's Go Brandon, and they were kind of like dumbfounded, like there's rap songs about it, you know, and it kind of goes into what I want to talk about later is like some people just don't have the right information, right? people say like fake news and all that stuff, but like really it's all a matter is like, are you knowing what's going in, even in the culture, in the pop culture, right? Like, I'm not saying you gotta watch like mainstream corporate news and all that stuff if even you're not informed, but at least have a know, like it's been pop culture. Like, are you like, do you not have enough friends that you're not seeing this? Like, I still have friends on both sides of the aisle, and so I'm seeing things like on both sides, right? And so it kind of goes to show, like, again, people are not getting the right information. And then recently, let's just play the clip of the Brandon administration agreeing to Let's Go Brandon. So play that real quick.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas, and let's go Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
And, you know, I was talking to this with my PHLB over Open Forum podcast, you know, and so I don't know if Biden was really, like, trying to play it off, you know, like, oh, whatever, let's go Brandon, it's a meme, whatever, it's a joke, I'll just play along, or he really doesn't know. You know, I think it's more of the latter, that, like, his handlers are, like, saying, like, you know what, we didn't caught it, you know, and you know what's crazy about that whole situation is that people are saying, oh, it's disgraceful for it to be on live TV, that you people saying like, let's go Brandon, when 4 years of Donald Trump has been happening, and now it's like, you have to investigate all these people and dox the person that said let's go Brandon on live TV. Like, it's dumb, right? And for the next portion of this video, I kind of want to go into Timcast IRL, talking about the blind spot, you know, where people are getting information and doing it. And I'm probably going to do another segment, just a clip of itself from Timcast IRL, and maybe do commentary. I don't know because I don't know if it's going to be copyrighted from Timcast and all that stuff, but I just want to put out that video by itself so that people can re-upload it and everything. But pretty much it's going to be talking about what I was talking about earlier, as far as like how my cousins and family didn't know what the Let's Go Brandon stuff and where do people get information from, right? And you know, I saw this episode on live and it was great, but so I'll just do kind of like a small segment from it and from, so.
Tim Pool confirmed leftist. This is from ground.news, Blindspotter. And it says 53% of the news Timcast interacts with on Twitter leans left. Top 3 influencers are Vosh, Michael Malice, and Jack Posobiec.
Wow.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Now, to be fair, the reason why it says most of the news I interact with leans left is because it's the New York Times, it's CNN, it's Newsweek. These are mainstream news publications. They lean left. The media has a leftist bias, or a liberal bias. Michael Malice is slightly leaning left with a big, you know, right wing right there. Vosh is overwhelmingly left, and Jack is overwhelmingly right. This right here is really fascinating. First of all, I'm obviously not a leftist, but I think it's fair to say that on policy issues and certain issues, I am center-left, you know, libertarian, a little, you know, difference in opinion from Luke on some ways. But when you look at Vosh, his worldview is comprised almost exclusively of leftist media. Michael Malice's worldview is mixed between liberal and conservative media, and Jack Posobiec is a little bit of liberal media but mostly conservative media. This makes total sense based on the way they interact with media, the things they believe, the things they say. Why does Vosh think that, you know, the first time he came here he said, Tim Pool, he told me to my face, you're far right. Because the only media he interacts with is left media, who make up, you know, garbled nonsense about me.
To further emphasize this point, we can talk about like the Rittenhouse case, we can talk about Kavanaugh, we can talk about Jussie Smollett, we can talk about the Covington kids, like all this stuff. Like when people talk about all of these, their talking points, they are going from like the mainstream news, whether it's BuzzFeed, Huffington Post, AJ Plus, you know, now this politics, and you know, and so their worldview is gonna skew left, right? And so that's what I mentioned with my cousins. I'm saying like default Democrats, because for the longest time the Democrats had sold themselves as or we are the party for the working class, we are the party for the minorities, we are the party for progressivism, right? And so you know, for the person who like is disenfranchised or doesn't even know, you know, maybe a lot of that sounds good, right? But when it comes down to it, like, again, it goes into this point where we're talking about Vosh, we're talking about Hunter Avalon, which is, I don't know how he's left, but, you know, it goes to show, like, these folks are in an echo chamber, whereas like Jack Posobiec, Tim Pool, Michael Mellis, you know, we are looking into different sources and information. So, continue.
Now he says conservative. Why? Because he actually came here and interacted with me. And now, like, he comes here and we agreed on a bunch of stuff. In fact, when we had the Charlie Kirk and Vosh debate, I was actually a lot of the stuff he said, I was like, I agree with you. You're correct. That point is true, and these things are true. And then a lot of people who followed him were like, oh, I didn't realize, you know, they're like based Tim and things like that. If these people just mixed up their news sources a little bit, got a healthier balance, everyone might actually calm down. The problem is New York Times, CNN, Newsweek, my top 3 sources, they lean left. So if Vosh is just watching MSNBC, CNN, reading The Nation, and all that stuff, and it's overwhelmingly left media, then I don't know how you break someone out of that broken reality.
Can you put anyone's Twitter handle
Yeah,
on there?
you want me to do you?
Yeah.
So again, I really want to. I saw this in live and everything, and I really want to extrapolate it and do the scenes because they do all of these cut stuff, but I want to really do just a compilation of it and everything because it is really good information because it could break the wall. In regards to maybe your leftist friends, left-leaning friends, and like, hey, maybe I should question the news sources that I get from, because one of the biggest arguments I got from one of my family on Facebook, all places, but the same family that I went to a family party to, is that, oh, you can only trust these sources, the sources that they provided, like, so you can only do Wall Street Journal, you can only do like New York Times or whatever, like. It was only the sources that they provided that was allowed versus like saying like, hey, do Breitbart, and they said like, no, Breitbart, that's right wing and all that stuff. And so again, I think it goes to show that you need a balance of things.
Look, we are change.
It's going to be like he's a crackpot conspiracy guy. Look at that.
What? 44% left?
44% left. Bro, it's because the New York Times.
Zero hedge
and Hive. But it's because the New York Times is a left-wing publication. Yeah. So when you like, Ground News does a good job of this. Look at that. Thomas Massey, Glenn Greenwald, and Cernovich are your sources, and Glenn Greenwald is very left when it comes to the media.
Yeah. Wow.
And then you've got Cernovich, who's very balanced. Yeah. Interestingly, look how small the centrist is in Cernovich. Massey's got a little bit bigger one. Luke, you've got a 21% moderate. Let's see. Let's go back to mine, because what was the percentage of moderate for me? 23% center. But most of it leans left. Why? The mainstream press is a liberal media machine, and this proves it. Let's jump over to Vosh. Look at this. He only interacts with 64% left wing. The New York Times, the Daily Beast, and AJC. What percent? I can't even see the percent of right. Shuan Head, Ken Klippenstein, and Hassan the Sun, all overwhelmingly left personalities. So Vosh's worldview is inherently broken because he's not consuming media from other people. He's in an echo chamber where he hears what he wants to hear. And I mean no disrespect. I respect that he was actually being fair to a certain degree when he was talking about the RA thing. Like he said, if it was any other mixed race person complaining about racism, you would be on their side. But because it's Tim Pool, you don't like him. He is correct about that. You know what I think? Vosh, I think, is a smart guy. I think if he actually started adding in some non-left-wing news, even like he needs to mix in a little bit of conservative sources. He'd be like, well, hold on. Wait, this right-wing source says X, but the New York Times says Y. Where's the break here?
Alright, so wrapping it up, I think it kind of spoke for itself as far as where people get their information from. I remember this is going to be a longer segment, so again, like I said, I'll probably upload a different segment with a longer conversation of just Timcast IRL. And so, like I said, like it's just a matter of where people are getting their information from, right? And so, hopefully, going into 2022, people are gonna like open their eyes because again, a lot of people opened their eyes during 2020 during all this COVID stuff, right? And people started to question like, why are you forcing these mandates? Why are you so hard set on these stuff? Like, why are you so hard set to take away people's rights and all the discrepancies? Like you said, close the border, but you allow illegal immigrants at the at the southern border, but you have to do vaccine mandates for people coming in planes. Like things, just random stuff that just makes you question, right? And so hopefully more people are gonna question, right? And as more people are getting more base, more red pill essentially, you know, hopefully people are gonna start questioning things, you know. And so it like there's holes, you know, like and it does help like when the Brandon administration is not doing well, you know. It doesn't hurt to say like, hey, you want to talk about inflation, you want to talk about mandates, how about like we talk about this too, you know? And so I think we'll see a lot more people opening up. And if Bosch turns, I think that is another floodgate to be open and other people to be kind of like red pilled. So I'll leave it there. So again, let me know what you think and see you in the next video. I'll probably do one more video before the new year, but if not that, Happy New Year, stay safe, and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace, peace, peace. Be with you. Eka maspero totuo.